Hey, what's up guys? Dave from CarNewba Detailing. Hoping you guys are all having a great day just like always. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to properly clay bar the surface of your vehicle. Now this is going to work on paint, glass, all that good stuff, so make sure to stay tuned and watch the rest of the video. And like always guys, make sure to check out all my links in the description below and subscribe and hit that like button as well if you enjoy automotive detailing content. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Alright guys, so we got the beautiful BMW 440i in front of me today. Just did a thorough wash process, foam cannon, 2-bucket wash method. You can see those right over there. And I really got into all the nooks and crannies and jams and plastics and all of that good stuff around the vehicle just to make sure it is as clean as possible when it comes to the wash process. Now moving on to the next step of the decontamination process, that's going to be the clay bar or clay mitt or whatever that you're utilizing. So right now I have a synthetic clay mitt and also a microfiber towel as well. And then I also got a bottle of ONR as my quick detailer, quote unquote. Now the ONR is diluted 256 to 1, so it's a very light dilution, and we're going to use that to go ahead and lightly lubricate the surface of the paint while we go ahead and clay bar the paint as well. Now the whole point of the clay bar is to go ahead and pull out any embedded contamination in the clear coat itself. Now I see a lot of guys on YouTube using instant detailers and quick detailers with polymers that add slickness and gloss to the surface of the vehicle. Now when you guys are using those types of products while claying the surface, yes, you can use them, but it's going to kind of throw off the results because you don't entirely know if you removed all the contamination off the surface, because those polymers are adding slickness to the surface and gloss as well. So you want to utilize something with little to no slickness or gloss, and that's why I use Optimum No Rinse, because even though it does have polymers, the polymers are meant to encapsulate dirt, not add slickness to the surface of the vehicle. Kind of get what I'm saying? Yes, they're polymers, but they're a different type of polymers, and there are different types of polymers on the market, guys, that do different types of things. Luckily, Optimum No Rinse is a very simple solution that doesn't add really any slickness to the surface, so the results that you achieve after your clay bar service are the actual results that you have on the surface itself. So you can tell if you actually removed the contamination or if you really didn't. You have to go over it once again. Alright guys, so all we got to do is go ahead and grab our bottle of Optimum No Rinse, spray down the surface that we're working on. As you can see, I'm not heavily flooding the surface, just a light little spritz, and I'm working the shade to make life a lot easier on me as well. The reason why I'm not flooding the surface, guys, is because if you flood the surface with lubrication, the clay bar doesn't have anything to grip on then. You want it to grip onto the surface so it can remove that contamination from the surface, okay? So next thing I'm going to do is just grab my clay bar as well, put a couple of spritz of that ONR dilution onto there, and then we're going to just go ahead, straight line motions, back and forth, claying the surface just like this. Super simple, super easy. Now, little to no pressure on the clay mitt itself, or the clay bar, whatever you're using at the time. Just keep going back and forth, and you're going to notice that's going to get a lot slicker, a lot smoother, the more pass-throughs that you do. Now make sure to get in between all the edges and things of that nature. And again, guys, you see how I'm kind of holding my fingers? I want to spread the weight on my fingers onto the areas, whether they're concave or convex, so I minimize any type of marring or scratching on the surface. Yes, the clay bar surface is technically an abrasive form of mechanical decontamination, just like anything else, just like a wash mitt and all that good stuff, but it is a necessity that has to be done. But you can minimize the abrasiveness that you provide to the surface of the vehicle to the best of your ability if you pay attention and try a little bit, okay? So just straight line motions, no circular motions. Again, we want to minimize any type of scratching or resistance. And then after that, guys, take your clay bar, put it to the side, and then you can go ahead and lightly dry off the surface. Now, my towel has already been primed with a little bit of ONR just to help the drying process. Let that dry off real quick. I just give it a few seconds for it to flash, and then we're pretty much all set to go. Now again, guys, claying your vehicle's painted surfaces is very simple, but it is a necessity, especially if you got any paint correction or any type of protection going on to the paint as well. Now this vehicle is going to be receiving a stage 2 ceramic coating service from me, so it's going to be pretty much a 2-step correction where needed, and then also inspiration on the surface. So I want to make sure this this paint is as clean as possible before I get into the paint correction process. Now you can go ahead and clay your glass as well the same exact way. Work it section by section. I work by a 3x3, maybe 2x2 if it's a really hot day, and just go around the vehicle and knock it out. Very simple, very easy. Now one last thing I do have to show you. Now after you go panel by panel, you do have to make sure you're cleaning out your clay mitt as well. Just like a clay bar that you have to knead and kind of twist around to get a nice fresh surface, all that contamination is going to be getting stuck in your clay mitt. Now what you can do is just go ahead and use the same buckets. Hopefully your water is still pretty clean, or maybe if you have some fresh water in a bucket, go ahead and use that bucket, dunk your clay mitt in there, rub it off a little bit with some agitation from your hand, and you're pretty much set to go. Now the great thing about a clay mitt over a clay bar is if you drop this, you can go ahead and pretty much wash it off with your pressure washer or garden hose, and you're all set again to go ahead and clay the vehicle. You do get a lot of uses out of these things as well, guys. A lot of guys think you just use this 2 or 3 times and you throw it out. You can get 10, 12, 15 cars out of these things, just depending on how heavily contaminated they are as well. So you have to take that into consideration. But on average, you could pick up a clay mitt such as this. I typically use the Blackfire or the Optimum Clay Towel, but you can pick these anywhere from $40 to $50. But take in consideration the amount of uses you can get out of them, and also the results that you can get as well. And I find these a lot easier and a lot quicker to use than a clay bar, a traditional one at least. I can go around a vehicle probably 10-15 minutes faster with one of these because of this huge surface area that you're working with. So you can get a lot more done a lot faster and a lot better as well. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I tried keeping this one really simple. Again, the clay bar is a very simple process. Spray down your O&R solution or any type of lubrication that you have, preferably something with no gloss or slickness enhancers so you don't screw off the results that you're trying to achieve. Go ahead, straight line motions, work a 2x2, 3x3, maybe a 4x4 section, depending on how much sun you're working with or if you're in the shade or a nice cool environment, and just continue that process. You're going to notice the slickness that you're able to achieve. You're going to have less noise as well from the panel. That's something else that you can notice as well to see the results that you're achieving, and your panel is going to be overall slicker after you're done with your clay bar service, removing all that embedded contamination, getting the surface ready for polishing, coating, sealing, waxing, or whatever you're looking for, guys. This is something that is a necessity before any of those things, so make sure to get it done and get it done right. Besides that, remember to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, and like always, if you have any questions, comment below. How do you clay bar your vehicle, and how often do you do it as well? That's something you gotta take in consideration as well. You shouldn't have to clay bar your vehicle on a regular basis. This is a service that's only required when it is required, not something that needs to be done every single wash process every month or every other year, okay? Thank you for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe, check out all my recommended tools and products down below, and have a great one.